Blueprints of the Broken, Episode 6, The Awakening. For a century, humanity has lived inside narratives designed, tested, and refined by unseen hands. Minds shaped by schools, media, and institutions followed the rhythms laid out long before they were born. Belief, once organic, was engineered. Perception, once personal, became a pattern. And yet, even in the most controlled systems, awareness cannot be fully extinguished. It waits in the margins, in memory, in reflection, in the acts of those who notice, watching patiently for the first cracks in the facade. The awakening begins with recognition. To see the architecture beneath the surface is to reclaim a fragment of freedom. It is understanding that every emotion can be guided, every conviction anticipated, every choice influenced, and that this does not have to define us. The act of observing the system changes it. Awareness fractures the loop. Conscious thought interrupts the cycle. And, for the first time in decades, control meets resistance in the mind it sought to dominate. The recognition of manipulation is itself a spark, small but enough to ignite thought. This resistance is subtle but pervasive. Stories once buried resurface. Songs, rituals, languages, and memories survive in quiet corners, preserved by those who refuse erasure. They remind us that history is never fully rewritten. Knowledge, thought suppressed, endures. And when it is remembered, shared, and honored, it becomes a tool of liberation. The narratives that were forced upon the world can be unraveled by those who choose to question them. Each whisper of truth becomes a thread that slowly unweaves the imposed pattern. Digital networks, algorithms, and media, the modern crucibles of influence, are powerful, but not infallible. Every interaction, every click, every engagement is both input and choice. Awareness allows individuals to see where they are being nudged, guided, or trapped. With reflection, influence becomes visible, and visibility is power. The very systems that aim to shape behavior can be turned into mirrors, revealing the patterns and allowing minds to step outside them. Observation transforms the digital from prison into lens. The experimenters of the past refined obedience. The machinery of perception amplified it. The digital crucible automated it. And yet, human cognition is not static. It adapts, resists, and remembers. Awareness creates space for critical thought, for questioning, for reclaiming autonomy. It reconnects individuals with the history, culture, and knowledge that was suppressed. It transforms subjects into observers and compliance into conscious choice. What was once control becomes opportunity for reflection. This awakening is not instantaneous, nor is it uniform. It begins with small acts, noticing, questioning, speaking, teaching, listening, and remembering. Each act strengthens the capacity to recognize manipulation, to reclaim belief, and to rebuild understanding. Across generations, these small awakenings accumulate, forming networks of consciousness that cannot be entirely controlled. Culture, memory, and awareness are resilient. They endure precisely because they are human, because they exist outside the machinery, because they live in the spaces machines cannot touch. The series of experiments, the machinery of perception, and the digital algorithms were never all powerful. They were systems designed to guide, shape, and predict us, but they cannot fully contain thought, reflection, or memory. The human mind retains the capacity to see beyond the imposed narrative, to trace the strings, and to reclaim sovereignty over its own story. Awareness is the first revolution. Recognition is freedom. Memory is resistance. Every recollection, every question, every insight chips away at the imposed order. The awakening does not erase the past, nor does it erase the influence that shaped society. But it illuminates it. It makes visible the loops, the edits, and the instruments of control. And in that illumination there is power. The power to question, to remember, and to act. Humanity has been rewritten, measured, and guided before, and humanity can awaken, remember, and reclaim the mind again. Each generation adds its own light, its own understanding to the long continuum of awareness. The cycle does not end with observation, it begins there. Recognition sparks reflection, and reflection creates choice. The architecture of control is vast, precise, and pervasive, but awareness is the human element that cannot be automated. Every moment of questioning, every act of remembering, every reclaiming of belief chips away at the machinery. The awakening is ongoing, patient, relentless, and it belongs to all who dare to see, who dare to think, who dare to remember.